Sanju Verma, first things first, this whole confusion started after a tweet of the Minister for Housing and Urban Development. Subsequently, he had to backtrack from that tweet. The MHA put out a clarification saying there's no such plan to grant EWS flats. I'm asking, for the benefit of our viewers, crystal clear terms. What is your position? Do you consider them illegal immigrants and therefore they're not going to get the benefits that Indian citizens are getting, and therefore no question of EWS flats or police protection or what have you, what the minister put out this morning?
You know, Zaka, you've asked me a pointed question and you will get an equally pointed response from my end with no ifs or buts whatsoever. There is a tweet from Hardeep Puri just about an hour back where he has categorically clarified in no uncertain terms that the tweet put out earlier in the afternoon by the Ministry of Home Affairs is the final word with respect to the status on Rohingyas. So for the benefit of your audience, let me break it down very quickly. Do we consider Rohingyas as illegal migrants? Yes. Is India a signatory to the UN Convention of 1951 or the Refugee Protocol of 1967? No. So does India have an obligation to house these Rohingyas? No. Why is it then that Rohingyas still continue to be there in large parts of West Bengal, Jammu, Kashmir, what have you? The simple answer to that is this. The government of India had petitioned the Supreme Court, and in April 2021, the Supreme Court, in a judgment with respect to Mohammad Saimunullah versus the Union of India, said that yes, there is no stay on the deportation of Rohingyas in Kashmir back to Myanmar, but the government of India, the Modi government in this case, has to follow the due process by engaging with Myanmar, which incidentally has already agreed that these Rohingyas will be treated as bona fide citizens in Myanmar. So we are in the process of deporting them back. There's no confusion on that front.
So, Supriya Srinath, after the MHA statement in the afternoon, where they have clarified that this 1,100 people, the Rohingyas who are in Delhi, which the minister had tweeted about, are being considered as illegal immigrants. They will be kept in a detention center, not in an EWS flat. And then subsequently, once the negotiations with Myanmar conclude, they will then be sent back to their country of origin. Now, should there be any confusion on what the national position is as far as Rohingyas are concerned?
You know, quite frankly, before I get into the details of what our national position or should or should not be, there are two things that this incident, this whole controversy at 7:28 this morning, Hardeep Singh Puri, who is the Union Minister for Housing and Urban Development, besides being the Union Cabinet Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas, he put out a tweet and he went on to talk about how there will be EWS homes, how they will be shifted to this area in Delhi, there will be basic amenities, there will be UNHCR IDs, Delhi police protection. He is not some sidey character in the government. He is the man who is responsible for urban housing and development. He puts out a tweet, it's a thread tweet. He also takes pot shots at canards of anti-CA and all of that. That is a separate debate. Now, here is a cabinet minister directly whose portfolio affects what he is writing. EWS, Delhi protection, UNHCR cards, basic amenities, all of that. At 2:50, we get an MHA statement that completely contradicts it. It's a three-thread tweet which essentially says news reports about these are misleading, they are incorrect. But the news report did not start on its own. It started when the Union Minister for Urban Development tweeted this. Now he may change his position. My bigger concern is that on issues as sensitive and as important as this, the right arm of the government doesn't know what the left is doing. The right arm of the government doesn't know what the position of the government on this is. It's been 3 years since this whole pot was stirred on CAA. The government still wants more time to frame rules. I mean, let's get out of our closets and let's understand what is happening. There is absolute lack of governance. This is nothing. This points to the left arm not knowing what the right is doing.
Sanju Verma,
and quite frankly, governance cannot be done like this.
A quick response. This has been hanging fire. CAA, NRC. You know, the bill was passed, I think, before COVID happened, but the rules have still not been notified. And the BJP was at the forefront of this issue. Why then have the rules not been notified? And what explains this back and forth between what the minister tweeted today and what the MHA clarification was?
You know, Zaka, I completely condemn this baseless and frivolous allegation by the Congress panelists that, you know, the left arm does not know what the right arm is doing. Obviously, an electorally vanquished opposition has no political or moral credibility left apart from grandstanding on television debates. You know, Supriya Shrinesh does nothing more. Coming to your important point, yes, the CAA rules need to be notified. I will say that without ifs and buts. And Nityanand Rai, the MOS home, I remember late 2020 had said that that would be done, by, end of 2021 or so. That has been hanging fire, but I'm sure we had assembly elections coming in, though of course that's not an excuse, but I'm sure it will be brought to fruition very soon. And
Okay.
it is because the government works in a coordinated manner that within a couple of hours of Hardeep Puri's
Can I
tweet,
please come in?
the final word by the MHA came
Okay,
out.